among the many, many, many things the Allman Brothers are known for, improvisation is one of the things that is really at the top of the list. And on at Fillmore East, the album I wrote a book about, I'm trying to find it here. Play All Night. Here it is. Play All Night. Duane Allman and the Journey Fillmore East. I've talked about this before, but that whole record, every solo on there, much of how it's played is improvisational. Obviously there's songs with chords and chord changes and those sorts of things, but everything is off to the races on that record. Improvisation is something I've spent a lot of time thinking about studying, trying to play on guitar with other musicians, even myself just putting on backing tracks. Just actually spent like an hour doing it. It was an intentional choice on Duane's part, like to break out of this box of session playing AM radio hits and instead to really let loose. And he had to find people who could keep up with that, and he did in his bandmates. So anyway, Vitamin ABB, here's a little more on improvisation. Trust me, I'm a doctor.
I think one of the first things that really attracts me to him is he's very inclusive in how he approaches music. Greg and I will do a little bit of an example of that in a second. It's for two people to be able to just sit down and say, okay, we're going to talk a little bit off with no words. That reflects me and what I know from him. Improvisation was a really important part of his toolkit. They pulled this directly really from jazz. I was talking with Greg a little bit ahead of time. They are the psychedelic angle of the jazz impulse. And really, I struggle with this too. Actually, I didn't struggle with this. What I finally ended up saying was, I got in touch with Dennis McNally, who's he's a PhD historian, but he's the Dead's publicist, their historian. And I was like, hey, can you help me define psychedelic rock? I had pulled all my texts out, had found nothing I liked, and he wrote what's in the book. But it's essentially an attempt at jazz by people who may or may not be able to play very well, but some of them could, with the big dose of psychedelic drugs in it. That's really the difference to me. It's rock musicians trying to play something like jazz. The Allman Brothers were very good at it because they were very intentional in the way that they approached their music. So it wasn't free form. It wasn't